Hello, everyone, and welcome into your daily card pull for Wednesday, April 17th, where we'll be taking a look at what all wants to come through for you from God, Spirit, the Divine. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what the cards have in store for us for today. All right. Overall energy for the collective. We have Two of Pentacles. We have Queen of Cups in reverse, and we have the Hermit. So there's a lot of this energy of juggling things right now. And with your Queen of Cups in reverse, there's kind of this like insecurity about which direction do I want to go? I really don't like my choices. I wish there was a clearer choice. And so it's like this insecurity and kind of neediness surrounding this decision. And it's kind of causing you to look inward. So we have the Hermit energy and, so this is kind of pushing you into this space of, I don't really know what to do. So I'm just going to be a turtle and pull into my shell and just kind of sit there for a little bit. So some of it, when that happens too, there is also the element of it that the Hermit is looking at your intuition, really connecting with yourself and figuring out what is it that you want so that you can be a way shower. In the traditional deck, the Hermit is carrying the lantern in front of them to light the way for others. So this is a really kind of a big decision, it feels like, for you. So let's start with our air signs, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and see what else wants to come through. The Magician. So this is about how do you transmute, lead into gold? How do you transform this situation? I'm just going to pull one additional card and see if we can get any clarity. What is this situation? What is it that you are juggling right now? What do our air signs need to know? The Chariot. It's about overcoming obstacles. And it's going to be fast moving energy, but the overcoming of the obstacles is how do you transmute those dense, high or lower level energies and lower level vibrations into something higher level. So if you're sitting in, an energy of despair, how do you transform that into an energy of hope? If you're sitting there in an energy of anger towards somebody, how do you transform that into passion to make it better? So it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. So this is your moon oracle card. Whatever these negative thoughts are. So releasing the negativity, it could be your negative thought patterns that you're having. It could also be negative people. If you have certain people in your life that are a constant energetic drain, it's time to take a look at, is this somebody that really should continue to be in my life, or maybe not? The card that flipped here is quiet time. Take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. So I thought that was interesting, given that that's, kind of this Hermit energy here, is take that quiet alone time, meditate and contemplate and figure out what direction you want to go, so that rather than being just kind of reactive and whatever's coming in at you, you're trying to deal with it. How do you look at it and say, what do I want the situation to be, so that way you don't feel like you're constantly playing catch up to the scenarios that are being thrown at you. Remember, you can choose. Remember, you chose this lesson. So this goes, all these cards are going together. And the idea of you chose this lesson, when you decided to incarnate here on this planet, you got to choose what some of these big lessons are. Actually, that's kind of funny because it's matching my nail polish too. You are choosing what these lessons are that you are focusing on. So it's kind of like, since I talk about, especially when the Judgment card comes up, that, imagine this is a class and you're taking a course and you have to take a final exam at the end. If this is the scenario, you chose this lesson. You chose to register for that class. You may not remember registering for that class, but you did. So you didn't necessarily know exactly what the details of that class were going to look like, but you registered for it. So now it's a matter of how do you use the tools that you have to be able to pass this class. If you don't like it and you don't really like this course, just work hard, push through it, take that final test and be done. All right, let's move on to our fire signs, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Judgment. That's the one that flipped. And usually I pull a second one when, okay. And the Chariot. Oh, okay. First I was like, the Chariot for you too, but that showed up in the air signs as the other card. So for our fire signs, you're getting to a point where, you know, you have this Two of Pentacles energy. You're weighing out some decision, and you're sitting in this kind of needy, fragile energy that you don't have a strong alpha energy one way or the other about what you're doing. I'm going to pull one card to see what this situation is for you. Four of Cups in reverse, which is self-awareness and accepting what can't change. So you're sitting here juggling this, accepting what can't change, versus cycling. It's like you're cycling through between this dynamic of what could I do to change this situation? How could I make it better? And then the realization that you can't change it, that it is what it is. So it's kind of like you keep kind of, you know, balancing back and forth on this like self-awareness. And there's a sadness that comes to what can't change. So it's kind of like, okay, what can't change, but then what am I going to do about it? So the Judgment and the Chariot energy, as it goes along with this Four of Cups, is what are you going to do about it? If the situation isn't going to change, what are you going to do about it? How do you overcome that obstacle? Because, you know, I think this Four of Cups in reverse is a pretty big card for you. And that's creating this like fragility and almost kind of like a walking on eggshells type of thing. Like, you know, the situation isn't going to change and the universe is testing you. I mentioned this in the air sign reading, like you signed up for this lesson in this lifetime. You registered for this class. You may not remember registering for it, but now you're coming down to taking the final exam. Are you going to loop through a cycle again by continuing to infuse energy into a situation that you're realizing it's not going to change? But what are you going to do about it? Are you going to bury your head in the sand and keep infusing energy into that situation? Or are you going to embrace this Chariot energy, this, you know, overcoming obstacles, this fast moving energy? You're at a point right now where you could do that. You could do that and make some dramatic changes in your life to get out of this sense of walking on eggshells. So let's take a look at what else wants to come through. Isis, past life. This situation involves your past life memories. And this could be something where, you know, this accepting what can't change, you might be having past life memories. And this could be good or bad. You might be having past life memories involving someone, you know, and maybe that's what's making you cling to a situation that's not changing. So remember, your soulmates are there to teach you lessons. So you have people like past life experiences with lots of different people and in different capacities too. So you may have some past life trauma or issues with somebody, and it makes you feel like, oh, I have to keep trying and trying because I gave up on them in the last lifetime, so I'm not giving up on them in this lifetime. But you have to make sure that you're learning what is your lesson in this lifetime. Don't let your last lifetime bleed over from the perspective of keeping you from doing what you're supposed to do in this one. If not now, when? So I love this card when it comes up, because it's that thing. People always think they have more time than they do. I remember talking to one of my clients, this was years ago, and he was getting ready to retire. And he was saying, you know, I know way too many of my colleagues, this is in the healthcare sector. He's like, way too many of my colleagues were like, oh, you know, I'm feeling pretty good. I think I'm just going to work a couple more years. And he's like, and then they dropped dead of a heart attack. So they literally worked until the day they died. They, you know, went through med school and, you know, put in all this time and effort so they could enjoy their retirement when they got old enough. And, you know, they always think they have more time than they do. So remember that if your life ended today, what would you regret having not done? You know, what changes would you go, gosh, I really wish I would have done this. I really wish I would have done that. All right. On to our earth signs. Let's see what we got for you today. The sun. So there's blessings that want to come out. We'll pull one card here to see what is your decision about, what is it, and what is this blessing about. King of Wands. So your King of Wands energy is going to be this energy of meeting challenges. So again, and I talked about this with the fire signs and the air signs, is you're here to learn certain lessons. So what, you know, when you're sitting here weighing between these two options, which way are you going to go? Which way helps you learn those lessons? Because there's something wonderful that's going to come in when you meet the challenge and say, okay, I am going to learn this lesson. I'm going to change this behavior. I'm going to stop, you know, looping through certain cycles. All right. Confidence is your key to success. So if you've ever seen Next Generation, walks on a Troy, has confidence in spades. So, you know, I feel like those two go, and actually even just the lion, you know, in there looks like kind of that sun energy behind her. So definitely from a confidence perspective, she has got it. So that's kind of the key there is whatever you're doing, do it, like commit to it and do it. Not this, well, maybe, you know, that's going to get you wishy-washy results. You know, not to say if you go in with tons of confidence and you're like way off the mark that all of a sudden now all your dreams come true. But, you know, you need to have a good level of confidence to be successful in what you're doing, because you, your body, the universe, you can pick up on it energetically, whether you're actually trying or whether it's just kind of like that. Yeah, I'll try. Maybe a little trying, maybe a little. So here we go. Ixchel, medicine woman. You are a channel for divine healing power. So what is it within you, like that healing power? What can you do in terms of healing yourself, helping to heal others around you? When you look at her, she's definitely channeling that confidence. So a lot of this is going to be, if you're trying to decide between, should I go this route or go that route? If there's a path that takes you into a place where you're helping other people heal, that could be something for you to consider more strongly. This is your sign from the universe. So if you've been kind of going back and forth, like, oh, what should I do? Should I start that business? Should I not? Should I try this new thing? Should I not? This is your sign from the universe. Do it. Do it with confidence, and your blessings will be coming in for you. So, beautiful message there for our earth signs. Now, last but not least, let's move on to our water signs and see what wants to come through for water signs. That is going to be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Oh, whoops. I need to put that card back in there. All right, so reshuffle in case by chance that wants to come out for you too. Doesn't happen very often, but occasionally. So we have the Star card, which came up in reverse, and then the Sun. So it did want to come out. Because this would come out for earth signs. So with both of these, so we have the Star in reverse, which means that there's a sense of, you know, like losing faith, losing hope. But then you also have the Sun card. Let's pull one more clarifying card for you on this situation. Judgment. All right. So you're worried. You're worried and kind of losing some of your hope because you feel like there's a lesson coming up, and there is. So judgment, the Judgment card, usually in the upright, it's that divine judgment. It's, you know, things working out favorably. But I always, you know, my read on the Judgment card, and I always explain it like this on the channel, is this is like your final exam. Have you learned the lesson you're supposed to learn? Or are there still some concepts that you're missing and that you're going to have to loop back through? So this is, you know, the reason we have both of these cards here is you're worried that, have I learned my lessons? Have I done a good enough job that I'm going to pass this course, or am I going to have to do it again? And, you know, so there's that element of confidence, have faith in the divine, have trust that if you do need to do it again, it's because the universe really wants you to get this right. It's important. But let's take a look at some other cards here and see what else wants to come through. Step out of your comfort zone. So that's North Node. North Node is about what are you here to learn? What are the lessons you're supposed to be learning in this lifetime? And sometimes that requires you to step out of your comfort zone. And this one definitely goes with it. Infinite supply, Sedna. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. So there's some fear, because it seems like even though I know his jacket's supposed to be gray, the coloring turns out purple, kind of purplish in this deck. So there's some fear about, will I have enough? Like, you know, concern. It's like scarcity wounds, and that's one of the things that needs to be healed, and that's part of what's causing this like worry of, but if I go down this path, will I have enough to be able to take care of my family? Will I be able to provide for myself? And so there's some of that sort of mindset that's going on, and the Judgment card is about having that faith in the divine that nope, there is enough. You will be taken care of, but you have to have faith and optimism and hope and be able to see those blessings coming in. You won't have to repeat this lesson. So if you can nail this part, you won't have to repeat the lesson. You'll pass that test. You will get your abundance. You'll get your blessings coming in. So I hope that you found today's message to be helpful. As always, take only what resonates and leave the rest. I will be posting some more new videos this week, so make sure you hit the subscribe and notification bell if you want to be alerted when those new videos post to the channel. Otherwise, I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time.